Mind if I join your little party?
Man. Oh my God. I'm coming in raw. I'm coming in hard. I'm coming in strong. And I'm coming in emotional right now. This anime has literally... This anime is like me going into a boxing match. I'm ready. Got my mouthpiece. Got my boxing gloves. I'm ready. I'm pumped up. Did enough training. Banner of the Stars, which is my competitor, hit me with all blows with no boxing gloves on at all, and I am missing teeth. Oh man, this anime was incredible. I have never started a review saying that, but that just shows you how hyped up I am telling you guys about this anime, especially if you have not watched it. Let's get on with this. Banner of the Stars is a science fiction fantasy anime that is based on and is a continuation to the series Crest of the Stars. 3 years since the end of their intergalactic excursion, both Lafille Averill and Gento Lin have reunited. Lafille as the captain of the attack ship Basrael and Gento as her supply officer. The restart of the war between the Empire and a Triple Alliance thrust the inexperienced duo into the forefront of their deadly conflict. Banner of the Stars is a major contender and a major big continuation to the project Crest of the Stars. Now, after me watching and reviewing Crest of the Stars, I have to come into a reiteration of me going through this as a child. I remember Banner of the Stars, and I barely remember Crest of the Stars. To be fair, I watched Banner of the Stars first. And then I heard about Crest of the Stars when I was a kid, and then I ended up watching that one. But I was already hooked into the whole entire project to the point where I was trying to find out where can I find these animes. But unfortunately, I've started too late, and they discontinue it through the entire freaking news network channels. But my memory still stayed intact. But I did not know that Banner of the Stars would hit this hard. When I watched Crest of the Stars again, I was already immersed, I was already pulled in, and above all, I was already wanting more of the whole entire project. So then I found out that they have made Banner of the Stars, and then I've heard that they made Banner of the Stars 2, and I've watched both of them. And this is rare from any type of project when they have sequels or continuations. That they not only that they do good, but they do even more better than their previous projects. And Banner of the Stars did not disappoint me at all. The anime takes place at a very steady pace. Normally, when animes or projects has continuations, they kind of don't want to give you too much of a downtime loop because they did all that in the beginning. But what I liked about Banner of the Stars is that they continue with the steady pace of this anime because it is focused on the two characters, Gento and Lafille. And this is taking place 3 years later, by Gento being a crew member and by Lafille being the head honcho of the whole entire ship. And by this being taking place 3 years later, they have to do the slow pacing because we have to know what these characters has been through, what's been going on with them, and above all, how's the connection between them two ever since. Are they further apart, or are they more together, or they just been through some certain situations with each other to the point where they decide to go their separate ways, even though they're working with each other, and it's beginning to show their professional side when they're not being uncomfortable. Neither. They're still together, but at the same time, they're trying to work out some kinks take away some thorns to make them be more used to each other. Especially with LaFille's character. By her being an Ob, she is having a hard time trying to express emotions towards Jinto, but she knows she has to, and if not, she wants to, because there are certain scenes on this anime where she even tells Jinto that she wished that she could cry, but she really can't. She wished that she could show further emotion that humans do, but she can't, because not only that she's an Ob, but she's the captain of the ship. So by her being a captain, she have to show signs of her just being calm and steady, especially when things being taken place. And this is where Jinto comes in. Even though Jinto understands that she's an Ob, but at the same time he knows that by her being the captain of the ship and being in charge of all the other crew members' survival, he knows that the most important thing about her being a captain, other than being an Ob, is being human. If you don't understand human life, then you won't feel anything if you lose it. And that's what he's trying to let her understand, that look, Obs come in second if you are a captain. And it goes way, way, way deeper than that, because when they begin to understand each other's differences, especially when it comes to them overcoming their own issues, that's when the bond ends up being more and more stronger with these two. They was basically inseparable. Whenever I saw them two together, I didn't think there'll be not one episode where they split up. And I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Because what I like about this anime too is that they know that they have to show some breathing room between these two characters. If they're not going to be bored with each other, they have to show some episodes where they are stuck against the wall, and they have to show us how they're going to be when they're independent. Because on Crest of the Stars, Jinto needed help, LaFille was there to help him out. There was times where LaFille needed help and Jinto was there to help her out, mentally and physically. But on Banner of the Stars, it wanted us to see how they was going to be on their own, to prove us, are they willing to do things by themselves? And did they really learn from everything that they have witnessed, and did it all pay off? What made it fun was that even though the odds were stacked against them when they was by themselves, it was some nail-biting moments when I really think they did need each other. They did need each other so much. But to overcome these obstacles is what made them even more mature. And there were times where they almost didn't. As we get deep into these characters bonding with each other and reuniting with each other, this is when we begin to know even more about new characters into the project that they have did very well with the pacing. Like Ekra Anura, she was one of my favorite characters of the anime. Not the favorite, but she was one of my favorites because she was one of the crew members of LaFille's ship. She is a heartwarming person. She kind of breaks the fourth wall. If LaFille's not being blunt, then she is. And she doesn't mean to. She just literally just tells it how it is, and she knows that there's nothing more important in this world than honesty. And if without honesty, then people would never know how to overcome things in their own true manner. But she had some fears on her own, and her own fear was cats. And I kind of agree with her method because I don't like cats either. Me and her kind of share that same type of hatred. But she showed me that she can overcome cats, and damn it, she did it with flying colors. Made me look like a damn bitch. I gotta overcome my fear pretty soon. Maybe I have to watch this a few times for me to know the steps that she took. Then we have Samson. Samson is my favorite. Samson is the type of person that is willing to throw himself into the line of duty, willing to do it, whatever it takes for him to survive and for the whole crew to survive. If something were to happen to LaFille, I think he will be a good captain because he knows what it takes to make sure that people will be able to get out of this whole situation safely. Whenever they get into the heat of battle when the odds stacks against them, you're gonna see Samson say things a lot. Throw his 2 cents out there what to do. But that's not what makes him a strong character. I can also relate to him because he is very OCD. He doesn't like things being in a certain way. He has to move things, equip things, put things together, and make sure that things in a way where he's only comfortable with. He has his own little comfort zone. And when I noticed that about him, LaFille, well, this is before I noticed this about him, but LaFille and everybody was trying to see what was his main issue with the whole crew, that they were trying to figure out what is his weakness, what is his, his little pet peeve, because everybody in the whole crew has weaknesses and little guilty things where they just don't feel comfortable with. But Samson just said that I don't have a weakness. But when all of a sudden, when somebody was trying to handle certain things in a certain way, Samson was like, no, don't put that there, leave that alone, I'll take care of it. And they was like, oh, okay, he's OCD. That's his weakness.
14倉庫に運う。でも大丈夫。もともと無人で油圧もされてないところです。
大丈夫なもんか。あそこには貴重な交換部品が収納してあるんだぞ。お釈迦になってなきゃいいがな。
すぐにまた補給できるじゃないですか。
まだ一回も使ってない部品を捨てなきゃならんのだぞ。その辛さが君には分からんのかな。
は？
古参の少子はああして怖さを紛らわすものなのか。
I thought that was a good way for us to be introduced to his character, and we see more of him as the story continues, and such as everybody else. And I thought that the pacing with these kids was done just as well, if not in a way where the pacing was necessary for us to get intertwined with even more characters that was introduced to us in the future. Like Admiral Spore. This can be a fan favorite character. Admiral Spore was a good character. She is one of the admirals on her own cruise ship to show people how she is in her own set of her own ways of how to handle things in which she's under pressure. She handled things with class and nobility to the point where you have to give her so much respect. She reminds me of Summer Rae from Sakura Wars. Hands down, she reminds me so much of Summer Rae. Every time I seen her, she gave me Summer Rae vibes, just the upperclassmanship of a character, and the crew members, well, just one, always question her authority because she would do things that people was not really aware of. Like, what the hell? You gonna do things like this? And she's like, yes, just please listen to me. I will always value the life of my crew members, so just do as I say. That's how I have never ever, unless she's good at hiding it, because women are very good at hiding their intuition of them being angry, but I've never seen her yell, raise her voice, scream at the freaking TV. I've never seen her do that at all. But one of the things I like about her character is that she gets bored easily. She's like this counterbalance of entertainment to the whole entire project. When I seen her, I admit, I was like, okay, what are you going to do now, Spore? What are you going to do now, Admiral? What are you going to say and what are you going to do when it comes to certain things being handled in a way where you need to make sure that that your crewmates make it out of this alive? And she does it pretty well, no matter how bad things was, and no matter how many times she has lost certain crew members, she never lost her edge at all. Which I understand that people think that I can understand that people may like her more than anybody in this anime series, but this is 2023. Either this anime has done it first with characters like this, but I've seen too many characters like Admiral Spore already, unfortunately. Then we got the twin admirals, Nafee and Nereus. These are the twins that reminds me of a Japanese version of Jordan of Key and Peele. And that's really saying a lot. Because the reason I'm saying that is because they have their own ways of how to entertain the audience. They have their own ways of how to keep us on edge. They have their own ways of how to make us question their authority. And they actually have their own ways of how to judge each other when they're both under pressure. Whenever they come up with a certain plan, one of them doubts the other person. Whenever they come to an agreement, the other one comes with disagreement. Whenever they come up with a certain solution to get out of a certain situation, the other one doubts them. And it was mind-fucking me because even though both of them had good advice, but the other one had a better advice and I didn't know what side to take. And I was like, who's the smartest one? Who's the dumbest one? Who's the most arrogant? Who is a person that's too chill? Who is a person I should really listen to? This anime had a very good gesture of mind-fucking me to choose which one to be on the side with. Thank God I did not watch this with my girlfriend. She's still watching Crest of the Stars right now as we speak because I was telling her how much I enjoyed this anime, so she's trying to relive that lifestyle. But me and her would probably get into a fight to see which of these people was the best. I mean, not the best, but just which one was right all the time. As we get enough dialogue, chemistry, just drama scenes, and just connection and bonds with these characters, this is when the anime begins to throw us with a lot of intensity, with the fight scenes, with the intensity of everything being under pressure when it comes to life and death battle, or just when the odds were stacked against them by them having strict conversations. Each time they showed these things, each time they just showed a scene where they were just questioning their authority, or just questioning their life and death situational methods, or just when they're in a disagreement of their whole entire life being turned upside down, I was literally nail biting the entire freaking time. Not one time have I thought that it was unnecessary. Not one time I thought that each of those scenes didn't really pull me in. Each of those scenes was so memorable to me, to the point where I don't know if I can watch this anime again, because those scenes was fucking bad to my heart. I cared for every single one of the characters that was thrown at to me, even though these was not mains. And that's very important for animes like this. When you have a continuation to a project like Banner of the Stars, you have to look as the audience is projecting for you to be entertained with. Are they going to like these characters that we thrown at them? And if they make a bad decision, are they going to agree with that decision because of the bond? Well, of course. Because I feel like if you're going to make these characters do these decisions, we have to understand why they've done this. And they have done that well here. Whenever a character was feeling, was on a verge of breaking or losing their mind or just making a choice that was really risk worthy, I was beginning to really be on their side with it, or I was hoping they were making a good choice, because there was times where LaFille, her crew, or Spore and their crew, or just the twins and their crew would be on the heat of death, in the heat of battle, and they were losing crew members left and right. In fact, there was an episode where they had to dodge these enemy mines, and LaFille life and her crewmate's life was on the brink of death, and she had to make a gambling card to make sure that one of the things that was approaching her was a freaking mine, or was it help? And she did not have no resources to dodge it, and she had to literally pick a gambling card. That episode really fucked with me so bad. It did. And it was so intense to the point where I was like, you know what? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is not good. This is not good for me. But if you like thrilling scenes like this, Banner of the Stars will not disappoint, because they show more scenes than this. Way more scenes than this, and way more intense scenes than this when you get later into the project. And it's not just the space scenes. It's not just the space scenes at all. There are scenes where they go to certain planets to do negotiations to other people just so they can get transported out there. And this is where LaFille and Jinto begins to split up, and this is when things get even more hectic, more fucked up, more intense, more life-threatening. And then this is when you be like, you know what? Even though them being in space was fucked up, I'd rather them be there, because they gotta handle something that's even worse than freaking mines. Humans. Freaking human beings. And we talked about this. I remember when I was in a live, not confrontation, but in a live stream of one of my video games that I was playing. I forgot what it was. And one person asked me, will I survive a zombie apocalypse? A zombie apocalypse or an apocalypse? Because there's a big difference. But I was telling people, the zombies is not you don't gotta worry about the zombies. It's the fucking people that you should be worried about. I watched this anime in Japanese again. We gotta talk about the languages now. The Japanese, phenomenal, great, fantastic. It was a joy for me. But something told me to watch this in English, to put myself in that gesture, to see if they learn. Now, to be fair, the same voice actress and the same voice actor for Jinto and LaFille is still there. But by this anime being taking place 3 years after the whole conflict of Crest of the Stars, not only that their voices is there, but I guess they have learned from their mistake from Crest of the Stars. They sound more serious, they talk more serious, they feel like they are these characters now. Because when I watched Crest of the Stars in English, it felt like they were just doing a high school play or something. And that's not good at all. But on Banner of the Stars, it would have really broke my heart by this anime being this phenomenal, this fucking fantastic, this freaking legendary masterpiece ratio that is a hidden gem that people need to watch. If they would have fucked up the English voice acting, because there are people, even myself, that watch animes in English before Japanese. Only way if I watch it in Japanese, if they fucked up the English, it's like spitting on a wedding cake that was done with perfection. But they didn't do that. The voice acting on here on English was phenomenal. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. In fact, I kept it in English throughout the whole entire project. Speaking of voice actors and actresses, I have to give a big shout out to Haruhiko Jo. Haruhiko is the narrator from Crest of the Stars, and he's even on the Banner of the Stars. We still got the introduction, thank God, because the introduction is what really pulls you into the immersion of the roller coaster of this project. I love it so much. But Haruhiku is back too, to add that intensity, voice into the project. If they got rid of him, I was going to be so fucking mad. But they kept him. They used him, they strapped him into a freaking chair, and they still made him do the talking. And I was like, great, fantastic. I still hear his voice. Great. We're still in this, baby. We're still in this. Y'all just don't understand. Because I know it's like the narrator of great. Thank you, Goku. Thank you, Goku. It's like the narrator from Dragon Ball Z. Previously on the episode of Dragon Ball Z, Haruhiku was better than him. I'm really shooting it hard now, but watch Better of the Stars, and then we can do that whole debate. I'm talking so much about the whole continuation of the project, throwing us every single thing with the drama, the action, the chemistry, every single thing bursts into the whole entire half of the series. The last half is what really sets the whole thing the whole bar high for me, because the last few episodes, this is when everything begins to take a toll on the characters, the story, the motive, and just the faith of their whole humanity, as things was beginning to happen so quick. If you blink, someone will get killed. If you look the other way, you may miss an important scene. If your phone goes off, you look at the screen, all of a sudden the whole entire thing turns upside down. Those last few episodes was freaking intense. I was not expecting all that shit to happen. I'm trying to hold my composure, because as I was getting closer to the end of this project, they have decided to add the last 10 minutes of the last episode of the audience pushing us into a questionable fate of a character, making us believe that this really happened to this character, and if it did, is it too late? The last 10 minutes will make your heart throb. Just like that. Over and over and over. You will hope for the best. You would wish for the best. I have never felt this way in the last 10 minutes of a fantastic project like this in a long time. This was beautiful. Those last 10 minutes will always play a place in my heart. At the end of the day, I feel as if, out of all the animes I've watched, or all the animes I have in my collection, I think Banner of the Stars, or just the Crest of the Stars, the whole entire project will play a place in my heart, to the point where I don't think that there's many animes here that would do the exact same. There's one anime that is a contender to this that I've already seen, that I will review on my channel. I have to before I die. But if there comes a time where I will be on my deathbed, my main wish is for me to watch Banner of the Stars until God pushed a button on me. Aww. I am dead serious. If I'm in my bed and the time is coming, I'm going to have that TV on and I'm going to pop in Banner of the Stars or one of the other animes I mentioned and just keep looping it over and over and over and over and over again. This anime has made me laugh. This anime has made me cry. I had to stop the review a few times so I would keep my face straight. This anime has really gave me a lot of tense gestures. I was on the edge of my seat a lot. I really felt rewarded when these characters were rewarded. This anime, nothing is wrong with it at all. This is a legendary anime. And in my opinion, this is the best anime of the year. And also, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to give Banner of the Stars an A+. You need to watch these. Y'all need to watch these. If I'm a friend of you, if we're both cool, I'll let you borrow them. If you are a huge fan of anime, you need to watch this at least. You need to at least have Banner of the Stars in your brain if you're an anime fan. My girlfriend is already checking this out. And I hope these can make her get won over by the whole project as well, because this anime was beautiful. Fantastic. Let me put these back. Yeah, I have a lot of animes. I keep taking my glasses off because talking about this anime it deserves respect. Wait, is it? Yeah, wait. Yeah, it's like this. That's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more upcoming reviews and animes headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. You guys have a good day.